Hello, Buckeye Nation. What a weird, kind of frustrating game that was on Saturday. I was nervous going into that game. Again, after learning my lesson during that game against Notre Dame, and I had been keeping my eye on Maryland all season. Let's just say, I feel like I was validated for my nerves from what we saw on the field this past weekend. Let's break down what we saw after the intro. Welcome to Buckeye Football Fangirl. If this is your first time here, my name is Lisa and I'm the gal behind this channel. I am so happy you're here and I hope that you all are soaking up this Buckeye football season. I appreciate all of you who take the time to comment. One of the highlights of my week is getting to chat it up here and on Twitter with you all about these incredible Buckeyes. I want to start this week's recap by talking about this defense because our defense feels legit, guys. That game on Saturday was hard to watch in the first half, but our defense made the plays that they needed to keep the Buckeyes in the game until the offense warmed up. Not only that, but they kept Maryland to 17 points when they hadn't scored less than 32 points per game in their 5 previous games. On defense, my favorite play, hands down, was that hit from Denzel Burke that knocked a guy backwards and caused Gus Johnson to revive his legendary barbecue commentary.
Reminds me of a kid named Denzel Ward.
I thought you were going right there.
You got barbecue back there and didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings. Wardenschlager to the sideline, caught. First down. Woo! What a hit! Denzel Ward! You got barbecue back there? And you didn't invite me? Hurt my feelings.
Brought tears to my eyes. But that wasn't the only showstopper. I was so hyped that the defense got not only 1, but 2 interceptions. I had a feeling the secondary would be able to eat this game. And sure enough, once Talia had to scramble a bit and improvise, it threw him off balance and he sent the ball exactly where he didn't want it to go, into the hands of our defenders. Proctor's pick 6 couldn't have come at a better time as the team was desperately needing a spark to get things going. As the Clee Buckeye tweeted, boom! Great play by Proctor with the INT and TD. Defense is saving Ohio State right now. And that ended up being a pivot point. Later in the game, Ransom's INT put a seal on things and helped take the game comfortably back into Buckeye control. As Buckeye Blitz tweeted, interception, Lathan, Ransom. Buckeyes are in business. What started out as a shaky negotiation gained momentum and built up into the dub. It took a bit to build, but once the offense started to hit their stride in the third quarter, the points quickly added up. And I keep tweeting this after games, but a win is a win is a win. No matter how shaky things looked, this team showed that it could come back against a deficit and seal the deal. I have been singing the praises of the defense lately, mostly because I have learned not to take a good defense for granted. And while they haven't been perfect, I don't care because their overall performance has been pretty dang fun to watch. This tweet by Chuck D highlights just how historically good they've actually been. The Ohio State defense has held its first 5 opponents to 17 points or less for the first time since 2007. Knowles' unit has been impressive so far, to say the least. It's weird to feel like the offense is the weakest link in this team, but I also have to point out they haven't let us down yet. Yet again, McCord showed nerves of steel by not letting an underperforming first half shake his confidence and coming out and getting it done in the second half. As Buckeyes Cruton accurately tweeted, McCord is so much better once he gets into a rhythm. Just gotta figure out how to do that much earlier in the game. I think that will be important in later games. But that being said, I like what we've seen from this team and how they haven't given up, even when half of Twitter already has given up on them. They've been punched in the mouth a few times already this season and have gotten back up, sometimes swinging until the last second to secure the victory. All right, let's shift a little bit and take a look at our opponent this Saturday, the Purdue Boilermakers. While it's tempting to assume an effortless victory will happen, Ohio State can't ignore Purdue's knack for causing trouble. They have been a bit of a thorn in our side far too often, and the history is there for us to know that we can't look past them. The 2018 game scarred a lot of us and is one game in a list that surprisingly gives Purdue the highest winning percentage versus Ohio State compared to any other Big Ten schools since 2000. So while Purdue enters the game with a 2-4 record, nothing should be taken for granted. Purdue is led by head coach Ryan Walters. He's in his first year as a head coach there, not to mention his first year as a head coach, period, and is considered one of the fastest rising young head coaches in the country. He's a defensive-minded coach, having started 3 seasons at the University of Colorado as a safety. He jumped around a lot early in his coaching career, but has notably spent some time at Missouri and then most recently Illinois before accepting the head coach position at Purdue. Hudson Card leads the team at quarterback, and he's a transfer quarterback from Texas, where he spent his first 3 years of his college career. I bet you can guess why he transferred out of Texas, and he's gotten the starting time that he was looking for at Purdue. Unfortunately, his performance has been lackluster so far, already prompting some fans to call for the backup to step up. He's thrown 5 interceptions and has been sacked 14 times, with 6 of those sacks coming last Saturday during their game against Iowa. His offensive line hasn't been doing him any favors, and he's had to try to make something happen with his feet 53 times already, but has only gained 35 yards out of it. His leading wide receivers are Denzel Burke, Abdur-Rahman Yassin, and TJ Sheffield, all with around 24 receptions. Burks has speed and power and seems to be the go-to guy for long balls. On the rushing side of things, Devin Maccabee gets the bulk of the carries, but Tyrone Tracy Jr. leads the team in rushing yards per attempt and touchdowns scored. Dylan Theanum is an impressive-looking true freshman safety who leads the team in tackles with 53 tackles for the season. He has also hauled in 3 interceptions, so he's definitely someone to keep our eye on this Saturday. Linebackers Kydron Jenkins and Nick Scourton have been a disruptive force on the Purdue defense with 7 sacks between them. So far, the Boilermakers haven't had any scoring turnovers, and the defensive line has been known to be a group under construction as they are learning a new defensive scheme under the new head coach. So what do I see from this Purdue team as we head into the game and the Buckeyes roll into West Lafayette this weekend? I personally think there's an opportunity for our defense to capitalize on turnovers and chaos yet again, whether that is through picking more balls out of the air or hopefully even upping the sack count. I don't think this Purdue team will be able to successfully challenge the Buckeyes, even though I say that while knocking on wood because of, well, history. What are your thoughts as we head into this game? How are you feeling about this Buckeye team overall? I want to hear from you, so please take a moment and leave me a comment below. Just remember, even though Purdue doesn't look good this year, if they give us trouble, it's cause it's Purdue. If they don't and the Buckeyes run away with the game, it's cause it's only Purdue. I personally don't expect to be able to take a lot away from this game, except that I am hoping it can serve as a nice intermission between Maryland and Penn State, because that Penn State game we have coming up is looking like it is going to be an absolute dogfight. But we'll talk more about that next week. We'll be halfway through the regular season already after this game, so whatever happens, don't forget to enjoy it while it's here. And with that, I'll see you on the other side of the game. OH.